Well, it's an organization that's been working to educate young people about roadway safety. And this month, the Maine chapter of Students Against Destructive Decisions, or SADD, got a big boost in its works in our state.
Here to tell us more about some new funding and SADD's mission in Maine is the coordinator in our state, Blossom Tao. Thank you so much for being here with us on ARC Maine this morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I can't wait to share our mission and what we're doing for the next school year.
And let's start with that. For those who aren't aware of the organization, tell us all about SADD and its work across the country and here in Maine.
Sure. So for those of you who might be a little bit older, SADD was founded in 1981, and we're a national organization focused on empowering students to lead change through peer-to-peer leadership, advocacy, and community engagement. In the 80s, we were known as Students Against Driving Drunk, and in the 90s, our student leaders wanted us to take a more holistic approach to address more than just impaired driving, and so we're now known as Students Against Destructive Decisions.
The organization received a big boost this month. What can you tell us about the new funding this month, and how will the money help SADD in its work?
Absolutely. So for the next fiscal year, we did receive about $158,000 from the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety as a grant to continue our work in the state. We do have 4 goals for 2025. We want to increase our number of SADD chapters across the state. We currently have 19, and we want to reach 25. We want to continue to facilitate, train on, and support 35 or more peer-to-peer activities across the state, from events to educational campaigns. And then we also want SADD staff to continue to work with chapters to train advisors and students in their community to be able to run some of our events and some of our campaigns. And then also we want to continue to build our relationships with partners and community organizations, and we want to have at least 50 joint meetings with our stakeholders across the state.
And tell us more about those events and campaigns you mentioned that SADD puts on to raise awareness about road safety.
Sure. So some national campaigns that we partner with include Text Less, Live More. And so what we'll do is we'll work with students at schools to have events surrounding this. It can be some kind of educational campaign with signs around campus. It could be that students are signing a banner, and that banner is posted somewhere like in the cafeteria. There's another one that we will do, especially with middle schoolers and high schoolers, called Rock the Belt. And that is a super fun event where you can line cars up next to each other, and you have different teams who are doing a seatbelt relay. They get into a car, they put on their seatbelt, they run to the next car, and whoever gets to the end of the line, that's the team that sort of wins that seatbelt campaign. But those are some of the events that we put on at middle schools and high schools.
Now, we had National Teen Driver Safety Week earlier this month. Tell us about that campaign and its impact around the country, including Maine.
Yeah, so Teen Driver Safety Week, it's a national annual campaign held between October 20th through 26th to raise awareness about the risks that young drivers face on the road. What we really want to focus on is educating teens, parents, and communities about the importance of responsible driving. And these key safety issues include distracted driving, speeding, driving under the influence, and using your seatbelt when driving. It's really important to us that we start early with students. We really want students to start early and that they're adopting these safe driving behaviors. And we really encourage parents to be a role model when they're in the vehicle with their children and their teens as well, and for parents to have open conversations with their teens about safe driving practices, to set clear rules, and to make sure that they are a really good model as well behind the wheel.
In terms of safety statistics, how have things changed in recent years? Have the roads become safer for young people or worse? And what's the situation here in Maine?
I would say that in the state of Maine, we have seen numbers rise and lower throughout the past couple of years, but specifically in the state of Maine, we've had 132 fatal crashes with 138 fatalities as far as 2024. 83 of these crashes occurred during the daytime hours of 6 a.m. to 5:59 p.m., and 49 of these crashes occur at night from 6 p.m. to 5:59 a.m. And for teens, I want to say it was about 10. I think we've had 10 teen fatalities, young adults, within 2024.
There's so many things that can be distracting in a car. I mean, you talk about drinking, a coffee or an energy drink. You have friends in the car. There's so many things. Of course, phones are the biggest one. How do you let these kids know that, man, just focus, laser focused on the road and what's surrounding it?
Yeah, I think it's, a lot of it is within our organization. We really believe in peer-to-peer leadership. So how can we work with young adults to hold each other accountable? Research tells us that when it's your peer holding you accountable and when it's your peer sort of there with you and with you in that moment, that's going to hold a student more accountable, and it's going to have them thinking more about safety and those sort of things versus an adult telling a teen, hey, you need to drive like this, you need to put your seatbelt on. We really focus on peer-to-peer leadership and peer accountability.
And finally, where can people find out more about SADD and get some safety advice and information?
So if you go to SADD.org, SADD.org, you can find more about the benefits of joining as a student. There are scholarships that we have. We have a national conference that we put on annually. We as an organization also sponsor the President's Service Award, which is a very prestigious award from the White House based on community service. But if you go to SADD.org, you can find my information as well. Just look under the staff tab and you'll find my name, Blossom Tao, my email, and my phone number is right there.
Blossom, I appreciate the time and also appreciate the information.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.